Hi, welcome to episode 3 of What Remains of Edith Finch. This is the final episode. However long it takes to get to the end, I'm going to play through now right to the finish. Couple of puzzles before we start from episode 2. The first is, at one point our character, or their journal at least, wonders whether they are the last remaining Finch. I think this might be a reference to the fact that Edith is pregnant, but I also think it could be a hint that there's someone else living in the house. I say this because Walter shut himself away beneath the house in the tunnels for decades and was undiscovered by anybody else. Only Edie knew he was there. So it's entirely possible the house could be holding yet another secret occupant. There is that hatch, the staircase on the second or third floor that we climbed, and could go no further because the staircase was barred by a hatch in the ceiling. We don't seem to have a key for it or a way through it at the moment. It did make me wonder whether there is someone still living in the house. And the second point is, there seemed to be a generator in the catacombs which was on. Now, I can't fathom how that can be unless it switched itself on when we opened the door or passed a sensor of some sort. Certainly there were lights that were coming on the further we went in, so I guess that's possible. And also, for a house where the electricity was turned off when the family left, and the switch was in the off position when we entered it, I've looked back to when we came into the garage in episode 1, and we left that switch in the off position after we'd switched it up and down a couple of times. We left it down, which is the American off position for a light switch. So maybe there is some other source of electricity. Maybe there is a generator that kicks in when it senses that people are nearby. I don't know. So, deaths. Let's talk about deaths. Additionally, in episode 2, we encountered 3 further deaths and had them explained to us. The first was Barbara Finch. She was 16 when she died, which isn't very old, but it's quite old for some of the Finches when you think about it. She was a movie starlet when she was younger. Her big break was starring in a film about Bigfoot, alongside Bigfoot. And her trademark was her scream, but as she grew older, her trademark scream disappeared, the parts weren't coming, and her success faded. Her story was told to us in comic book form, which I thought was inspired. It's such an amazingly inventive way for the writers to tell us the lifestyle and death of this person. She dies after being ripped to pieces by a horde of fans come monsters. There's a message there maybe about the price of fame, although there was also on the loose in the area a madman with a sort of hook. So it's entirely possible that Barbara died in real life because of the madman who was out and the police warning on the radio about them and all that business, killing people. So that was the first death. Sam Finch was another person whose death was explained to us. He died aged 33. He took his daughter Dawn out into the wilds on a photography and shooting expedition and camping, whatever. Dawn, poor Dawn, she liked taking photographs, not so keen on shooting animals. So when the time came to actually shoot one, she didn't make quite as good a job of it as her father thought she had. And there's a bit of foreshadowing there because he earlier had said to her, you should be careful, Dawn, I'm not going to be around forever. And then what happens, of course, is he and his daughter go to examine this stag that they've shot high up on this rocky precipice. The stag comes back to life, bucks away, and knocks Sam flying off the edge to his death below. I suppose you could say, if you're a wildlife fan, he got what he deserved, but it did leave poor Dawn without a daddy, so a bit sad. And the third death was Walter Finch, who I've just mentioned. Walter, the saddest tale of all so far. Walter, by the time he'd reached his 20s, was so petrified of the Finch curse, having seen several of his relatives die bizarre and misadventurous endings, decided the safest thing was to shut himself away in the tunnels beneath the Finch house, and he stayed there in secret with only Edie knowing he was there for 30 years. And I found it really poignant that he was so isolated. He organised his life to a sort of timetable of rumblings, which were his clock. almost. And at 12 o'clock every day there was a rumbling, and he'd open a can of peaches and down it, and it went on and on and on like that, him living this routine, which he thought was better than exposing himself to the Finch curse. And then when the rumblings finally stop one day, he's rather lost, and he reassesses what he's done with himself and the fact he has shut himself away from life, not just from the potential of harm, but actually from living. And he finally makes his break for freedom, only to be killed by one of the things that's ruled his existence to this point. So he was 53 when he died, but 30 of those 53 years were wasted living in fear. It's really a very sad tale. Definitely in episode 2, the stories took on a more reflective tone. You could say none of the Finches so far really deserved their fate. They weren't evil people, but these latter stories are definitely making the player think more about the deeper meaning of how they lived their lives and how their lives came to an end. So look, that's where we're at. Let's get on now to the final part and reveal, discover, explore, see if we can knit together the clues for the ultimate secrets that the house still has to tell us. Let's play Edith Finch, Part 3. Okay, here we go. We're in Sam's room. We've seen the shrine to Sam. I was about to say, how on earth do we get out of Sam's room? And I think I've discovered it straight away. That's unusual for me. It usually takes me a lot longer to work things out. Oh, we're in another tunnel, another passageway. This is the air conditioning. Oh, look at all these ready-to-eat meals. Whoa.
After Sam died,
okay,
my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can we... How do... Oh, there it is. Open the child gate. Let's go. Oh, we're in a baby's room. Oh, there's Dawn's. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. Dawn doesn't have a mattress, doesn't have any bedding, even. And Dawn doesn't have a shrine. Was Dawn one of the ones that we saw in the cemetery as we went past? I think she might have been. Okay. Gregory looks like a possibility because he's all lit up, so let's go to Gregory. Hey Gregory. What's all this? Oh, interesting.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh, here we go. Oh, we are Gregory. Why is that duck following the frog? What are we supposed to do with this? Oh, we can pick it up. We can look at it. We can swish it round. Oh, we've thrown it away. Oh, now we're controlling the frog. Oh, we can make it do stuff. Oh, this is...
It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
So the divorce contract was between his mother, Kay Carlisle,
Hello?
and her husband. We're still
Sam,
controlling the
I
frog.
told you I don't want to talk right now.
Sam.
I wonder what he saw.
I don't know. He's seeing this. Oh, he's having a wild time. The ducks have all lined up. Look. Oh, okay. This is fun.
So much of Calvin.
We've jumped out
His
now.
imagination.
Oh, this is cute. Isn't this? Although I'm starting to have fears now for Gregory because Gregory's obviously going to die. This is amazing. I've never controlled a frog before. You can literally make it do all sorts of stuff. Where's his mother gone? She can't still be on the phone. Whoa! Okay.
I know how silly it sounds.
This frog's a nuisance. What was that?
I'm worried about a baby being too happy.
I'm consumed by playing with these toys.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
Slipping away.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Slipping away how?
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Oh, the frog's still moving. We can still control the frog. I think we're meant to play with the frog. Let's play with the frog. I'm playing with the frog. If anybody wants me, I'm playing with the frog. Whoa!
I wish you could have told us.
Oh my god! Oh no! Gregory! Where's Mum? She's not going to come back.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand. About Gregory. About everything.
Where? Oh, Gregory. He's in his subsea world.
I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Oh God, he drowned in the bath. Oh. Oh. Oh, look, all the toys are waving.
And he'd want you to be happy too.
This is why they got divorced.
Love, Sam.
This is why they got divorced. Their marriage fell apart after the baby died. And he sort of forgave her and didn't blame her, but presumably it contributed to the end of their relationship. Ah, that was horrid. Poor Gregory. Oh look, strength, respect, teamwork. This is more like a dormitory than a bedroom, isn't it? Do we go up these steps? Do we do go? We do go up these. Do we don't go? This is a climbing wall. We can't climb that. No, we can't. Oh,
My
yes, we
mom
can.
left the loft after her brothers died. At the time,
Is
it
that-
was as far away as she could get.
Is there any mechanic that isn't employed in this game? It's so inventive. Who is this now? Where are we?
I can't imagine what it was like for her to lose 2 sons after she'd already lost 2 brothers.
No, you would start to feel you were cursed, would you not? Oh,
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
right. Okay, so that's given us context for that. We have a window. Oh, but we have a door as well. Or a pole. We don't need to slide down the pole, do we? Should we? Should we go down the pole or should we go out of the window? Let's go out of the... We've been down there. Let's go out of the window. If we can go out of the window. Can
My
we?
mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was
Yes, we
born a year
can.
later.
Well, you've got to say she didn't give up.
When my dad
She
died,
carried on.
I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
This is where we're going. Oh,
I'm sure
look,
Edie
there
was
were
happy
little...
to have her back.
There were flower beds made up for the different children who died. well, herb beds, flowers and herbs. Basically, it's a nursery for plants, isn't it?
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
This explains all the potting mix that's been lying around the place. Well, look, you can see the old house. It's a windswept coast, isn't it? It looks a bit forbidding. We're going up and up and up here.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
So we know they were home educated, and this is the schoolroom. And they made it about themselves. Our family history, fact or fiction. Look at this. Analyse objectively, never stop learning, assume nothing, respect criticism, ask tough questions. Multiplication tables. Old-fashioned, goes up to 12 instead of 10. Well done. There's lots of situations in life when you need to know how many 1311s is.
But it didn't last.
Oh no, now what?
The beginning
Whoa.
of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
You would wonder what on earth could be so bad about giving somebody a castle for their birthday. Wouldn't it be the thing? We can't go through that door. We can't go past those pots, so we're going to have to go this way. Oh, we can go through the window. Yeah. Well, let's do it then. Let's open the windows. Oh, hang on. We're in. I'm not sure what we're in. Alright. There's nothing interactive here apart from... This is a rope, is it? Oh, is it a belt? Oh no, it's a pulley. Does it get us up to the next level? Yes, it does. Well, we're getting pretty high up now. Oh, Milton, it's time to hear your story. Milton the artist. This is near a great place. How inspirational. A little sort of studio with tremendous views if you want to paint what's around you, although I should cut some of these plants down and creepers that are growing up. Alright, Milton, reveal it.
Milton Finch.
Milton Finch.
The magic paintbrush.
It's a flicker book, isn't it? Oh yeah, we can flick it. It's telling Milton's story. Is it? Achoo. Milton's made a flicker book of Milton making a flicker book. And painting an arch, a door. He goes through the door and disappears. Milton disappeared. Milton disappeared. Alright, that's spooky.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
What? So Milton was how old? Milton was 11 when he died, or disappeared, assumed dead. Alright, okay. That was Milton. Milton, what did you do? What did he do, really? Milton's death is the most inexplicable of the lot. Because he's just vanished. He did like black, didn't he? As his paint media. Black and white. He did. Do we go back down the rope at this point? Is that what we're meant to do?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
She must have... She just gave up. And there is the door. We didn't spot that Milton painted. This has got like a sci-fi quality to it, that Milton could disappear by painting a door. Or maybe he left it as a sort of clue that he was going to disappear. He was planning to disappear. And we can't get out of here. Oh, I thought we had to go through the door. Go the way we came in.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
She thinks Milton had found a portal to somewhere else. A wormhole. Einstein-Rosen bridge. And she sealed the room in case any other members of the family decided they were going to try to do the same thing, or in case whatever it was that Milton had made a connection to came into her universe and decided to get out. Although when you think about the fates that befell some of the Finches, it would have probably done them a favour if it had. Disappearing has got to be one of the least horrid ways of having things happen to you. Did we explore the whole of this? I think we did. Yeah, we did. But there is another way across, isn't there? There's a staircase taking us even further up. Oh, these stairs don't inspire you with confidence, do they? I mean, it's a miracle none of the Finches just fell off the edge to their death.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Why? Why would he? Oh, it's creaking as we're walking on it. I'm not enjoying this.
He just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Well, we know he must have still been working at the cannery near the end because they had an awful lot of fish in cans in the house. Here's Lewis. For some reason we can go this way. I'm not going to go up there yet. Oh, hang on. I might have to go up there if we can't get in this door. That was a lucky circumstance. And then we can go even high. No, we can't. I don't think we can go any higher up. I think this is the... because that staircase is broken, but there are more rooms up there and there is a light. Alright. Good to know. We've got the geography of the place. So we're going to have to go up this little ladder. That is some place to have a swing, isn't it? Would you feel safe? There's electricity here. This is what we've been saying all along. God, this place is spooky. Alright. You must have nerves of steel exploring this house all by yourself. Hopefully our characters told someone where they're going. And not a Finch.
Room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Are you making some... oh, I see. We're making a comment on his predilection for drugs, essentially, aren't we? Excuse me getting up and fiddling around there. My chair is just so uncomfortable. And I swear I'm never going to say that again because I'm always going on about my chair. Lewis Finch. Lewis. Wow, this is Lewis's mission control. He was pretty into his tech and gaming. That looks a bit like a... I nearly missed it. That looks a little bit like a...
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Oh, that's sad. Graduated high school. It looks a bit like a... I don't know. It reminds me a little bit of a PS1. And because of those big buttons and the way the controllers plug in, but it's not. Obviously. I think we're going to have to look at Lewis's box of locker contents. A letter to Dawn Finch. Okay. Oh.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Oh, this is Lewis at the cannery. We are we are controlling fish. How do I get rid of that fish that's in my hand? He kept working at the cannery. I'm having a fish problem. I can't let go of the fish. You can see me trying every button combination on Earth here. Even L3 and R3, and nothing's letting go of the fish. I might have to pause here if I get stuck, so I'll just make a quick mental note every time. Apologies if there is a break here. I'll edit this bit out and jump back in. Oh, I've worked it out. We throw the fish down to the conveyor belt. Got it. So we chop its head off, throw it down the conveyor belt. It's easy when you know how. Lewis taught me this.
In our sessions, I saw the same behaviour.
Okay. Lewis is losing contact with reality. Wander. Withdraw. What did his mind begin to, game?
Wander.
Wander. You've got no fish. Lewis, there are no fish. Oh, there's a fish. Throws away. Oh! We are Lewis! I've just worked this out. We're wandering through a labyrinth.
He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth.
I just said that.
He'd feel his way about.
It's like a maze.
Then something
we're
moved.
supposed to go down.
Bats.
Ooh.
And toads.
Do we go up to the dinosaur?
And things
Are we
that
supposed
have
to go?
not names.
Okay. He's having episodes, isn't he? I can't move fish anymore. I can only move us. I don't know. Oh, hang on. No, I can move fish. Let's chop some fish because it's in the way. We've got to chop some fish, Lewis. I can't say the word fish. Let's just get rid of a few fish. Okay, it's backing up on me. The fish are backing up on me. Stop giving me fish.
He knew it was all in his head.
But that didn't really help, did it? Oh, I'm trapped in a... I'm trapped. I think I've got to chop some fish to open a bit more of the maze up. I could be wrong. I could simply be chopping fish here. We've got to go back on ourselves, I think. No, we haven't. Game, how do I get out of here? Oh, I can go that way now.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Whoa. Lewis. Whoa, we've gone isometric.
I worried about him then.
Well, you should do. You're a psychiatrist. Do we climb these steps?
Daydreaming at the cannery.
We do.
I spoke
Yeah.
with his boss.
That isn't the sort of job you should do if you're daydreaming, is it? You
But
can
he
end up
said
minus
Lewis had
fingers.
become a model employee. Methodical.
How so?
Tireless. Focused.
Yeah.
Like a whole new Lewis.
Really?
So I let him go on.
Where on earth are we coming out?
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
So Lewis, in his mind, is living in a game world. A world that's a
Told me he
game.
made a new friend.
Oh, would that be the dog?
on the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Of course he did. I just got to throw this fish away a minute, Lewis. Hang on. I'm being paid to chop fish here, so I'm going to chop a few fish.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Wow, will you look at this place? He's invented a world
And he
inside
made
his head.
musicians.
Musicians? Oh, they're following him round, playing their instruments and dancing and all that sort of stuff. Oh,
And songs
wow.
for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something.
He's really somewhere else, isn't he? Lewis is somewhere else. He's not in the real world anymore. But the world he's in is probably more
Every day
real to
his
him.
imagination grew stronger.
Yes, than the one that you would think he would be living in. You know, Lewis, the cannery
He no longer
employee.
spoke at the cannery.
He's retreated into this place, hasn't he?
But his chopping was as reliable as ever.
Good. Do you want me to chop some fish? I'll chop some fish. I feel like... Oh, hang on. I feel I should chop a couple of fish from time to time. Because that's what we're paid for. And it'll make space on the screen for us to
Then
see
one
what's
day it
going on.
struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet,
We're not real.
were all in his imagination.
Yeah.
So he could do whatever
Ooh.
he wished.
Oh, I thought that would come to him as a terrible shock. But apparently not. That's just made him more omnipotent. Yeah.
He held an election for mayor,
Did?
and he won.
Oh, look at that. Of course.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
Oh, hello. We're going on a boat.
It became
new
game
adventure?
for him.
Yeah. It sounds like it. I'll chop a fish while we're watching this. Where's he sailing to? Oh, we're sailing it! Stop chopping fish.
Conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Lewis.
And they all got names. New Louisville. What's the next one going to be called? Is it going to have a Lewis in the
St.
title?
Louis.
Of course it is.
He started
He's
drifting
just-
away from our reality.
I was about to say he's immersed now, isn't he? In this made-up world, which he prefers. It's not like he hates being there.
Minneapolis.
Oh, nice one. I see what you did there. He
Until
prefers
one day he
this.
forgot to go home from the cannery.
So he only
Even as
exists in
his
this
mother
world
pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
at the cannery. Oh, let's chop fish. This is our existence. While we're chopping fish, we're in that world. I get it. Sail on, Lewis. This boat's fantastic to control. The
In
rudder,
Lewisburg,
the little
he
rudder
heard
whirls
rumours
around.
of a
Oh, let's go with Handsome Queen.
handsome queen.
And there she is. Whoa, mind that rock. Can't see for the fish. Get these fish out of the way. Thank you. Okay, Handsome Queen, I can see you. Oh, I'm sorry, I've just destroyed your portrait by sailing through it. Rocks. I'm just going to get rid of that one fish, because hopefully it won't give me another one.
The queen was on
No, it's
her
given me
own
another one.
quest for
She's going to be looking for radiant rainbows, because she looks the sort who'd like a radiant rainbow.
radiant rainbows.
Oh, wow. Lewis's imagination. Oh, I just knocked a rainbow down. I didn't mean to do that. Steer more carefully.
He followed the sound of
Slow.
her.
Ooh, that was close. He followed the sound of her... Shall we give her a silver harp or an electric... Silver harp seems more in keeping. Whoa.
Silver harp.
Silver harp. Oh, we've got to sail over the notes. Got it.
His chase led
No
him to
more
a
silver
golden
harp.
palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Okay, we're landfall. Pull up, Lewis.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
I know, I'm just chopping some fish while we're talking about it. Alright, Lewis, let's get you off there. Is that the beautiful
He knew
queen?
the world was all in his imagination.
But he didn't mind, because it was better than the cannery world that he found himself living in. Oh,
But he was
That's
so
not very
proud
friendly.
of having created it.
yeah, right. Fish. It looks like we have to do a fish from time to time in order to progress. I'll do a couple of fish. Right, Lewis, here we go. Through the gates
In his
into the
own
Golden
eyes,
Palace.
He'd become something greater than a king.
Really? Are you going to tell us what that
For
was?
someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
Alright. This is not going to end well, is
And
it?
then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
We're going to chop 3 more salmon before you do, Lewis, because these may be the last salmon you ever get to chop. I'm starting to get that sinking feeling that you get with all finches. This has been a cracking story, though. The variety in the ways that the
My
stories are told
imagination is as real as my body, he told me.
mind-boggling. Now he's leaving in touch with reality. He thinks his reality is in his head.
It was hard to argue with him.
Anything he can imagine is as real to him as anything he can see in the ordinary world. Oh, is this, we're at the cannery, are we? These are the employees' lockers. He's leaving the cannery. He's
Began to
leaving the
forget the
cannery.
world we know.
These are the fish.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Oh, there he is. That's him.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
He hated himself. Oh, gosh. I don't know what we do here. Lewis? Lewis? You're not well. Finch number 9. Are you really? Oh, hang on. Do we go up here? Do we?
I still thought I could save him,
Oh,
even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
no, he'd completely lost touch with reality by then.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Oh, Lewis. Yeah, they're certainly celebrating your arrival. On this magical travelator
including the wise
come
Calico who'd
fish
insisted on advising him.
fish transporter, Calico. I mean, the animation is just superb, is it not? Look at it. And you do have a degree of control. You know, you can take it all in. You can look around. It's just beautiful. It's sad Because we know it's not going to end well. Hello, can I not go that way? Yes, I can.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Time to be crowned, Lewis. Oh, look at this. It's a
There was only
beautiful
one
day
thing
lit.
left to do.
Which was to be crowned. Wasn't it? I've got a terrible sinking feeling.
Bend
This is
down
the
his
end of
head.
Lewis. Oh! Oh, Lewis. Of course, he spent his entire life chopping the heads off fish. And now... he's crowned.
The rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Okay, I think that's actually the saddest story we've been told so far.
My brother
Lewis.
was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Lewis succumbed to mental illness. This tree's looking awfully completed. I'm wondering what who we have left. Well, Lewis, I think yours has to be the most emotively told story of the whole thing. That was very, very sad. We have a door now that we can open. And we can go higher up. The journey
On the way back
isn't
from
over.
Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
She'd had enough. She felt if they stayed a day longer...
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Right.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
I would say easier by leaving it until the last minute to say you were planning to leave. Oh, you look at this.
I wish we'd
There's
stayed.
stacks of missing posters.
But I understand why we left.
The packing peanuts are crunching under our feet. Oh, we still haven't gone as high as we're going to go. Oh! To teach and to learn. Interesting.
My mom ended up
Don't
leaving
mention.
everything behind.
It's interesting because it looks like some packing was in progress and then it just didn't get completed. They just got out of there as fast as they could. Oh, we have another set of stairs.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Oh.
Maybe you should
Oh.
have come sooner.
Oh.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Yes, please. I'm starting to get an inkling of something. I'm not sure whether I'm not even going to speak it because it's probably stupid. Hello, Edith. What remains of you?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our
Was she
final
supportive?
night together, and
She
all
was
our
supportive.
final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
I've moved myself over the other side of the screen because there's an argument going on there and there was stuff to be read. The old lady refused to go.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Ah. What is this other entrance?
Or that Edie had a key to it.
Why did it turn us round? Oh, right. We're going in. We're going in.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Why not? You mean the curse is literally going to follow them?
My
Oh,
children
yeah.
are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
That's interesting. So basically she's blaming Edie
We'll
for
have
the
nurses
tales that
send
she...
a van for you in the morning. Okay?
The tales she told, partly putting ideas in their heads, partly encouraging them to live the lives they lived, which led to their ends.
Dear,
The history of the Finches.
there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Time for a drink.
That night, the tide went way, way out.
Ooh, this is very grayscale. All the colours washed out of the place. Alright, we're mobile. Where are we going? Down to the beach? I think we are. I think we're not.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground.
Oh, can we walk out to the old house? The tide's out. How do we get down there? How? How game how? I think we've got to go up and around. I'm wrong. Oh, we've got to go backwards on ourselves. I went the wrong way. Silly me. Are we going to the old house? Is this what we're doing? And then you see that light was like a proximity light, wasn't it? We are. We're going to the old house. So maybe the... Oh. Oh. Maybe the old house holds the secret. Oh, we've got to go down those stairs there. We cannot go this way. We can't do it, Jim. It's a terrible, terrible Scottish accent. I do apologise. It's the Star Trek in me. Right,
There'd
get
been
down
an
these stairs and let's...
earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it
Right.
smelled awful. You know,
Yes, I should think so.
I've seen that house every day of my life.
But this is the only time you actually went to it?
But I
Is that what
never
you're going to say?
thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh, that's helpful. Let's just keep walking the way we're walking.
I got turned around.
Oh, right. I am wandering completely aimlessly here because there's
I started
nothing.
seeing things.
There's nothing to tell me where to go. We can barely see the ground. or the seabed.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
It's getting louder. Here we are.
A lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Yes. Maybe you did. Are we going through that gate? We are. Unlatch the gate. Game. Unlatch gate. Open gate. Pass through gate.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
She's... Oh, wait. We've ripped the book.
Scream, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Okay. Oh, we're in the car. We're in the car.
I never saw
We can turn around.
again.
This was the night they left. This is the reason they left.
Came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
She wasn't going to leave the house.
After that, we moved around a lot.
Of course. Oh, we can
We
wave
both tried
that
to make the best of it.
hand up and down.
A few years went by.
And we can... Are we supposed to be able to blow this? Hang on. I'm trying to work out how. I'm waving it around furiously.
My mom didn't like to talk
it's-
about it. But
The more we
she's
wave it, the
beginning
more
to
letters
see
we
a
get.
lot.
Oh no.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't.
Oh no, that was the end of Dawn.
And then I was alone.
Oh dear.
Last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
This is her child being born.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself.
This is her child being born. Until I found out
I
about
guess if
you.
you're reading
Until
this now, things didn't work out that way.
What happened to her?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
That was Edith giving birth to her son. What Remains of Edith Finch? He is what remains of Edith Finch. Ah, that was fantastic. That was so clever. Okay, I'm going to interrupt the end credits and just come back to you in a second. So what I liked most about What Remains of Edith Finch was the astonishingly inventive variety of the storytelling, the immersive ways in which you, the player, were pulled into each of the tales that were being told. There were times when I literally forgot where I was and what I was doing because I was so wrapped up in the retelling of a particular character's life and death. And the house was such a great device to use. The peepholes were incredibly clever. The idea that you got this tantalising glimpse of what was there to be discovered and reached and explored, if only you could work out the secrets and the methods and the mechanisms to gain access to it. Honestly, each of the characters' rooms had so much content in it and so much detail. I think I barely scratched at the top layer of what was there to be seen and appreciated. When I go back to replay the game, which I certainly shall, I intend to slow myself right down so that I can admire the creativity of the environment artists, because their work was terrific in the game. So I hope I've whetted your appetite for What Remains of Edith Finch. I think it's a beautiful little gem of a game. You want to explore the Finch house for yourself to appreciate this. It alternates between the sad, the frightening, the morose, the bizarre, the funny, the unfortunate, really, as well. But ultimately, and people have spoken about what they've taken from the game quite a lot, I think it's a game where each person takes away from it a different thing that's appropriate to them. Yes, it is about life. It's about it's about fate. It's about enjoying life and making the most of it to the fullest in the face of things that are beyond our control. And it's one of those games where, as a player, you'll spend hours in it, and as a result of learning about the Finches, you'll make your own conclusions about their lives, and maybe it stops to make you think about the good things in your own life too, as a result. If you love exploring, if you love experiencing different playing mechanics, I recommend this game without reservation to you. It's one of the games that you'll always be glad, when you look at the list of games you've played, you'll always be glad that you played What Remains of Edith Finch. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time enjoying my attempt to play through it, and good luck playing through it for yourself. I'm absolutely sure you're going to have a really good time doing so. Bye.